Hey guys, I'm here with a tutorial on a look that I did for a night out for a friend's birthday, and I thought I'd recreate the look for you guys. I'm using the Tartelette in Bloom palette for the eyes, and this is a collaboration with one of my fellow Instagrammers, so I'll leave all the details in the description box below and right here, so do check her out and give her a follow, and I hope you guys enjoy this look, so let's jump straight into it. So first off, I'm going to prime my skin, and I'm going to use the Embryolisse moisturizer that I have. I always get this at IMATS. I don't think I've ever gotten it anywhere else. I'm sure you can order it online and things like that, but I don't know, for some reason I always get it on IMATS. So the reason why I use a moisturizer instead of like a primer that you would get is because I haven't found one that works well for my skin. I have a very dry skin and it can be a little sensitive. I have tried the Too Faced Hangover Primer, but I find that it doesn't really work for me. For foundation, I'm going to go in with the Ordinary Coverage Foundation. This is in the shade 2.0N. This is a really good foundation. One pump is really all I need. I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a foundation brush to apply it. To blend this in, I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge. I'm going to use the flat side to blend everything in. Okay, what I did was as well, anything that was left on my foundation brush, I've just gone in around the nose and under the eyes a little bit, and just a little bit over here because I have a bit of redness and it's actually covered up everything really well. Next, what I'm going to be doing is going in with my brows. So I haven't done brows on camera yet, but what I have been using lately is the Benefits Foolproof Brow Powder, and this is in the shade 3. I'm going to do this with, it comes with like an applicator, but I just like to use an angled brush, so I'll be filling in my brows. And to set the brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So next we're going to do the eyes, and I'm going to go in with primer. The primer I'm going to go in with is none other than my Smashbox Photo Finish Lip Primer in Light. And I like just to put a little bit on the lids. And to set the lid primer, I'm just going to go in with some translucent powder. I'm just using Laura Mercier's translucent powder, and it's just to set that, so that when I do use the eyeshadows it blends well. So for today's look, I'm going in with my Tartelette in Bloom palette. So I'm going to go in first with Sweetheart on the outer crease area, and I'm just basically using a Sigma Blending E25 brush, and I'm going in the outer corner like so, and then bringing that in. And we're going to be mixing a few shadows together, so definitely take your time with blending. So this is my first time doing a talk through video, and to be honest, I don't know if I'll end up doing the talk through video. I might even just record myself talking over it. I just find it really hard doing makeup and talking at the same time, but I feel like if I just want to see what you guys like, so if you do prefer talk through videos, then I'm more than happy to do them. But it's really hard for me to do my makeup and talk at the same time, so we'll see how we go. But so far it hasn't been too bad. It just kind of feels like I'm talking to a friend in front of the camera. Next shade I'm going to go in with is Rebel, and it's just the shade next to it there, and we're just going to build up that crease area and the outer V just to bring some definition. Especially if you have monolids, it's really good to define the eyes so that they stand out. So just going in that crease area first and just blending it out and bringing that in. And you just want to take a little bit on your brush, not too much, because you don't want to overdo it. These shadows are quite pigmented in my opinion, but they can be a little bit hard to blend. So just having a little bit and working with a little bit is a lot easier than taking too much on your brush and then not having trouble blending it. Because I know with like Rebel, Leader, Activist and Smoke Show, they're really hard to blend. But everything else is fine. I just feel like those 4 shades are really hard to blend. It could be how I do it, or I'm not sure, I might have gotten a bad batch. But I really love this palette. I think it's really versatile, and for me, like, I could travel with this palette and I could do day to night looks with it. I love it. So I'm really happy that I got these. And to be honest, I think Tarte is really good with the quality of their eyeshadows as well. Now to deepen that outer corner just a little bit more, I'm going in with Lita, which is this dark, sort of like brown, but on camera it kind of gives off a bit of a reddish tone as well. So just the tiniest bit on my brush here. I'm using the same brush as well. So if you guys are wondering, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I'm using the Blending E25 brush from Sigma. What I'm going to do with this shade is just take it on the outer V, not in the crease. So I'm just going to close my eyes slightly like this and just sort of concentrate here and do very small circles, but bring that in as well. So it kind of does that. If you can see the difference with this eye and that. And then just try to blend it out as well. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a blending brush. This is a Morphe brush, the S27 brush. I'm not sure if this one's discontinued. I got this from IMAX as well, like I think 3 years ago. And I'm just blending everything out so it looks very seamless. Okay, and now for the fun part, I'm gonna go in with Funny Girl, which is this shade here. And I'm gonna use my ring finger and apply it to my lid, like so. Oh yeah. For the inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with Soft and Gentle. This one is by MAC. Oh, I've got it all over my finger. And we're just going to go in the inner corner. I've got this very tiny brush from Real Techniques with the accent brush. I'm just going to go in the inner corners of the eyes. So I've just put some mascara and curled my lashes. I'm about to put some falsies on. For the look I did on my night out with my friends, I actually used the Samantha lashes, but I feel like I've been wearing those a lot. So I'm going to be wearing the Model Rock Kit Ready lashes. These are in the number 462Ss. So I'm just going to grab some lash glue. The lash glue I use is the Duo lash glue, and it's a brush on adhesive. So it's really good. It's really easy to use in my opinion because you don't have to worry about squeezing glue out of the tube. What I'm doing with the lash band is I'm just twisting it like this so it's flexible, and I'm waiting about 30 seconds before I apply it as well. Okay, so I've got my lashes on and they're really nice and fluffy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the face. So what I'm going to go in with is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Amber, and I'm going to use this to contour. I'm just going to go from the top of the ear down to my cheekbone there, like so, and a little on the forehead. And I find with the matchsticks that it's easier to blend with a brush. So I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to blend that in. So I'm not doing like an intense contour for this look, it's just a very natural one. And I find that I only really, like for me, I like to just contour my cheekbones and my forehead, that's about it. And then what I'm going to go in as well is highlight under my eyes. So I'm going to go in with the NARS Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Light to Vanilla. So because I do have a very wide face, I want to try to just highlight it to make it a little bit smaller. So I just draw little triangles. So if you don't have a square face, then you elongate it by drawing up like that, but I draw upside down triangles, so that works best for me. Draw down the bridge of my nose and the chin. And I'm just going to go in with my sponge again, the same one I was using before. So I actually haven't set my makeup yet, even though I did my base first, because I was going to go back in and do all this stuff. But we are going to set it and we are going to bake, because that is what I did when I did this look the other night with my friends. Okay, so for baking I'm going in with my good old Laura Mercier translucent powder. So basically you just tip it over to get all that powder out. And I like to just pop it into the lid. I know a lot of people use a wet sponge, but I find it's easier to apply it with a dry sponge. It is slightly damp, but not totally wet. So just take it on the sponge. And then I just bake under the eyes. And then I just leave the bake on for just a few minutes. I don't do too long because then it will dry my skin out a little bit, but I tend to do baking under the eyes so that it sets, especially when you do that highlighting with the concealing. It's really good to set that, and I find that the Laura Mercier one is really good and it doesn't leave any flashback as well, so it really photographs well. So while that's baking, I just go in with a powder brush and I take just a little bit of that powder all over my forehead as well and just press it into the skin, my nose, down my chin area. Basically just take the baking off. Okay, now I'm going to actually set my contour as well. I'm going in with the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D, and I'm using these first two shades here. I'm going to just pretty much set that and chisel those cheekbones out. So if you notice the difference, it's a pretty good powder. I've had it. I think I've had this one for about over a year now. Now the last step with the baking, so we're still not finished with the baking, is what I like to do is just clean up underneath the contour. So going back in with my sponge and dipping that in my mouth. While that bakes for just a couple of minutes, I'm going in with blush, and I'm going to use my Coralista Benefit brush. And to highlight the tops of my cheekbones, I'm going back in with the Soft and Gentle by MAC. The last step to this whole look is the lipstick. So I actually mixed two lipsticks together. I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte in Gravity. So it's a really dark purple shade, but it's kind of like cool toned. And then I'm going in with the Kat Von D Requiem liquid lipstick as well. So I basically put it on my lips and then I mix them together. So that's the lipstick just mixed in together, and then I just applied it with a lip brush, and that's pretty much the look. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow my social links, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks guys!